The Guy Doing Things, episode 16. Well, we are back. And we're still doing it from Lockdown Central. So if you're joining us, hopefully you have a blankie and coffee ready, because it's almost winter. Well, it's not almost winter, it feels like almost winter. This episode of The Guy Doing Things was brought to you by Rescript Coaching. We'll be speaking to Jan Niemand in a while, talking about mental health, egg challenges and whatnot. But settle in, sit back, relax. Welcome to episode 16 of The Guy Doing Things. Let's go. Alright, so Jan Niemand, Neuro coach, on the other side of the phone. Good morning, Jan. How are you?
Fine, and you, Sultan?
Great, thanks. It's not considering lockdown, everything's fine.
Brilliant.
So let's start off like just a general question. Where are you from, and what did you do up until now to become what you are a professional in now?
Okay. Well, I'm from Pretoria in Gauteng, South Africa. And how does one become a neuro coach? That's an interesting question.
What road do you need to take to get there?
Well, obviously you need to start out and you're on your basic coaching training, getting some basic coaching skills. But, the basis is basically the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And then what makes a neuro coach is not this weird mythical term like you go on some shamanistic ritual trek out into the mountains and come back a neuro coach.
And all your chakras should be in line and everything.
Yeah. No, on the contrary. It's all about taking insights from modern neuroscience and applying that within the coaching setting. So it's coaching with the brain and how human beings' brains are aligned and are wired. It's coaching with that and in mind to optimize coaching results.
Okay, but you have a bunch of other degrees as well, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're not mistaken.
There's a whole wall in your house. So just a quick run through. It's what other qualifications do you have?
Well, so I started out studying theology, Christian theology. Absolutely brilliant journey there. But what I came to love more than anything else were the languages.
Okay.
Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic. So I went a bit further in that.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds weird. I know. I realize. But then again,
it just sounds difficult. I think that's the thing. I've heard from theology students that they hate the languages. Hate's a strong word, but they strongly dislike.
No, so Thornton, I really understand why people say the languages are tough.
Yeah.
Learning a language is tough.
Yeah.
But learning a language is like mathematics. It's like science. Once you get the pattern, it's smooth sailing from there.
That's interesting.
There's always a pattern. The fact that a language is intelligible means that it's pattern-based, and the pattern might be structured a little bit differently than your native language, to which, quite frankly, you're not aware that it is patterned. You just speak it. But the moment you figure out the pattern, with the grammar, the phonology, that type of stuff,
yeah,
it's really just building vocabulary from there.
That's interesting. And so you've got specialization in languages, theology, the coaching. Is there anything else we should know? Are you a martial artist?
Well, on Saturdays I do like snail catching in my garden, and I'm an avid gardener.
Okay.
I absolutely love making gardens beautiful and digging around in the dirt, but that's just purely for the sake of just keeping myself sane as well.
Okay, so that was actually answering my other question. Are you keeping busy during this time? Probably keeping the kids keeping the kids busy and doing gardening. I presume.
Yeah, there's a lot more that's busy happening, but we all need a hobby, and I on the keeping busy, what's fascinating is we really need a hobby. Really, we do. It's not a nice to have. It's a point of sanity.
Yeah.
It really is fantastic to have something that you spend time, energy, and thinking power on that is not for profit. That's not for necessarily getting money or getting success out of it. And I seriously think that it's helping people cope, and people that don't have hobbies currently, that don't have something to spend idle time on. Lockdown can turn into cabin fever. It can get tough.
Yeah. And I presume that's one of the ways it's a good way to stay mentally healthy during this time as well. What other things would you suggest doing in what you've heard from people? And you're obviously having sessions online as well now, so you're getting a bunch of feedback from people in isolation. What do you think are good ways to stay not only physically healthy, but I think our mental health is taking a few shots during this time?
So the thing is, we are actually extremely outside stimulus dependent. In other words, we place ourselves, and sometimes very deliberately, in situations where you are stimulated by an outside agent. For instance, I need to get out. So I go to a club, and there's music and people and other forms of engagement. So there's this constant outside stimulus that needs to keep me busy, it keeps me entertained.
Yeah.
And fascinatingly, the higher your need for this outside stimulus, the more extroverted we sometimes term you. So I have quite a problem with the concept of an extrovert.
Yeah.
Because we generally feel that they are outgoing, they're pro-social, they're strong people, they're confident people. Well, the moment you start looking at those kind of character traits from a stimulus and response perspective, basically it means that those that are more extroverted need and require a lot more extra or outside stimulation to keep them happy, to keep them occupied.
Okay, so technical extroverts will have a harder time during this lockdown.
A tough time.
Yeah.
Because and especially people that are not necessarily used to determining their own schedules, planning, that type of stuff. So the guys that are really making it in lockdown have a few things in common. They realize that I have to structure my own day.
Yeah.
I can't wait for someone to do it for me.
Mm.
So that's the first thing, is that sense of discipline of I need to do stuff, and not just random stuff. Determine my priorities, determine my goals, apply buttocks to chair, ABC.
Yeah.
And it sounds, it can't be that. It sounds boring.
Yeah.
And here's the interesting part. Many people say, but I'm just not motivated. You see, motivation can come from two sources, external or internal. And there's our crisis. Lockdown has removed, for the most part, external stimulus.
Yeah.
I'm not at the office. I'm not driven by the routine. For instance, if you work at a school, the classroom and the bell and all these external structuring modes are not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I have to take the responsibility and structure my day for myself.
Yeah.
And the moment that kicks in, people many of my clients that I work with actually tell me that once they got over but who's gonna check up, who's gonna prompt me to, and they move into auto goal setting, self goal setting, discipline, getting up at the same time every morning, doing a little routine in the morning, a bit of exercise, eating at that time, and it sounds very mechanical.
Yeah.
But they end up being the most productive individuals during this lockdown.
Yeah. So the structure and the routine is necessary for us to actually create an environment where we can be motivated.
You see, we expect motivation to come first and then the action. The human brain actually shows that it's the other way around. I become more motivated towards things that I am already doing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's not the other way around. We expect inspiration and motivation and this positive attitude to just pop up, and then I will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time it's purely I become motivated towards the stuff that I am already routinized and structured to do.
Yeah.
The hard part is putting in the structure and actually making the decision to get going.
And that's that's the least interesting part, if I can be honest. It's boring.
Glorious,
a schedule is boring. A structure is boring. But yeah, from what I take from what you said is that it's that structure that will provide the thing we actually want. So there's kind of a hurdle that we need to get over to achieve this. Oh, that's interesting.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Just on a lighter note, I've noticed people drinking eggs and posting baby pictures. So you must have thought I was going to ask this question. Is there what idea is that behind all these challenges? Is there a psychological phenomenon behind it, or is it just people being bored?
So I would take a stab and say both the stuff you said.
Okay.
Yes, people are bored. Boredom, this is fascinating. Boredom is an emotion that modern people are not accustomed to feeling. We see boredom as an extremely negative state to be in.
Yeah, boredom is the enemy.
Boredom is the enemy. I constantly need to be entertained. Do you hear this fixation on external stimulus yet again?
Yeah.
So now we've Netflixed ourselves to death. We've YouTubed ourselves to death.
Yeah.
And that stimulation mode is no longer it's no longer sufficient enough to keep us occupied.
Yeah.
And boredom, fascinating, is one of the best states that a child can be in.
Yeah.
Because then they shift into an internal mode. Goodness.
Yeah. We have dogs here, so that's part of the
brilliant.
podcast. It makes it a bit more realistic that it's not a professional studio thing. We have dogs and cats running around. Anyway, yeah.
I've got children running around here, but I'm not going to allow them to talk to you. So boredom actually forces us to become creative, to become to dig deeper in terms of structuring, of allowing ourselves to become productive. So it's an uncomfortable state to be in, but it's a very necessary state for creativity and innovation. Now, what I think is busy happening with these egg challenges is someone said, I am bored. And they hatched this plan to include others, so to create this sense of there's a community out there, and all this participation thing is a fascinating. It's a cognitive bias. It's what they call the bandwagon effect.
Yeah.
An idea is good because other people think it is good.
Yeah.
And it creates this own. We saw it with the ice bucket challenge. We saw it with the so many things. One person just said, I can't do this. I'm going to do something new, and then everybody jumps on it because we want to belong. We're looking for that external stimulus.
Yeah.
And I think what's driving it is an innate sense of I feel disconnected. I want to connect to something. I'm bored, so please fill the space for me. And there's that sense of being silly, right? Dealing with stress and anxiety and using a little bit of humor to cope with it.
Uh-huh.
So the more, I suspect, the more we are going to socially isolate, socially distance, the more we're going to work remotely and have less contact.
Yeah.
Because either bandwagon on all these wonderful egg challenges. I think there are going to be a few more.
Oh goodness!
Of the same type. Really. We need to
get ready.
Yeah, and people need entertainment. Or we can become very intentional with the relationships that actually matter to us.
Yeah.
You see, Thornton, what I'm picking up is many people actually now experience what it truly takes to keep a quality relationship alive.
Yeah.
Now that we can't just meet up at a coffee place or go to church and meet each other there and have a good chat because both of us are here in any case.
Yeah.
Now, people actually have to put in work.
Yeah, the effort we have to put in is accelerated.
It definitely, and I must be honest. I think it's a very scary thought for many people to realize that I have no idea who I can actually call.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people in my network. I've got a lot of outside stimulation. Going to places and gatherings and all these things keep us busy.
Yeah.
But the moment that is those external factors are taken away, the question is, what remains?
Uh-huh.
And I think that's quite a scary thought for many people.
Yeah. So just lastly, if people listening to this realize that they are actually caught in this, boredom trap, whatever, how do they get a hold of you if they want to, start taking this lockdown seriously, or start taking their mental health in a different direction? Can they get a hold of you, or are you available in this time for consultations or for chats or for online sessions or whatever?
Definitely. They're more than welcome to contact. The company's name is Rescript Coaching, so you can just take a look at rescriptcoaching.com, the website there.
Yeah.
Or you can just pop me an email, jan.niemand@rescriptcoaching.com, and
awesome.
We'll get back to you.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely share that. I think that's something that's extremely necessary. And thank you so much for your time. Hopefully things on that side look a bit more sunny with gardening and the kids and the wife. But thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Thornton.
There you have it. Jan Niemand, Neuro coach, and experts, and a few guests. Thanks to the dogs barking in the background. You did brilliantly. Go to rescriptcoaching.com for more information. Until then, have a good one, and we'll see you in episode 17. Cheers for now.